Hi, this is Conrad Zimmerman of FistShark Marketing. If you're a fan of the show, you can spread the word without having to look someone in the eye and experience the shame of knowing that you're about to harm them in an irrevocable fashion. Just give us a 5-star review wherever you get this podcast from and feel good about touching a life. And thanks for listening. Have you guys been hearing the rumors about Phil Collins and something about a sex scandal?
A what?
Yeah, I flipped open my People magazine and saw something in the
the
margins there. It did not look good for us.
No, I don't have all the details. All I know is that there's some sort of scandal about Phil screwing Tom Petty or something like that. And I mean, don't get me wrong, Tom Petty's a pretty good-looking man. Classically beautiful, I would say.
Tom Petty, you say?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Long blonde locks.
Right.
High cheekbones, angelic composure.
What exactly does the scandal say? Give me the exact wording of the headlines.
It's Phil Collins screws Tom Petty in backstage tussle.
Yeah. That's true. I was there. Unfortunately, but it's not a sex scandal. It's a scandal. But when it says that Phil Collins screwed Tom Petty, they mean he quite literally screwed him.
Yeah, like with
a drill. Yeah. This was a hazing ritual gone catastrophically wrong / right, depending on whether you're Phil Collins or Tom Petty.
Right.
Basically, he had a drill and some actual screws. And so and I'm actually surprised they didn't pick on this bit, because I think this was the most interesting of the bit. What really happened was Phil Collins, being Phil Collins, kind of flew into a rage backstage and screwed Tom Petty to Republican presidential candidate Bobby Jindal.
Now, you see, this is the problem with the press. They go with the salacious headline rather than the one that's actually descriptive of what happened.
And actually, it's more interesting, I find, the story, because Tom Jindal, as he's now known, is making some wonderful points about Planned Parenthood.
Well, there's just something sort of down-to-earth and folksy about Tom Petty that I think is so appealing. That it really resonates well with the traditional conservative base.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'm shocked that both Tom and Bobby seem so okay with this.
They're fine with it?
It's not ideal, is it? I mean, I don't think anybody likes to be involved in a DIY home improvement exercise / surgical nightmare perpetuated by a member of Genesis, but they're making it work.
No, that does sound good. I mean, worst case scenario, we could always call upon Ben Carson. I hear he has experience in separating people who have been joined.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, he is the Republicans' answer to Dr. Nightscream. I think he's been compared in the press. So that is... We've got that if need be, but right now, I guess it's because of Tom Petty's basically free spirit and ability to just roll with the cards he's dealt, that where he's just kind of, like, hey, let's see where this goes.
Well, I mean, where it goes, it could go all the way to the White House.
Well, I mean, that's Bobby's train of thought, because, the general public hates Bobby Jindal.
Right. Yeah, I think that's pretty well established by this point.
They love Tom Petty.
Well, who doesn't?
I mean, he's the people's princess.
People can identify with him.
He's a 5-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
And yet so well-spoken.
So eloquent, which is why he was Poet Laureate for the Greater Boston area in 1997.
And those locks.
And the hair.
I mean, flowing.
It's not at all the consistency of loose straw.
Well, this is why there is that rumor that he's part horse.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah.
Oh.
Many people think that he was very much like the Minotaur. Some woman fell in love with a horse and then sat inside a wooden horse with the JJ hanging out and then just got fucked by a horse.
Now,
Greek myth was interesting like that.
Now, you see, I always thought people compared him to a horse because of the sort of length of his face and the way that it just sort of settles in a dour expression.
No. People find that expression enchanting and almost angelic. You know.
I know. It is. He's just he's almost inscrutable.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is why the rumor floats around that he's part cherub.
Mm-hmm, I can see that. I can see it's awful thin for a cherub, but I can definitely see where people get that.
That's the human part, because there's that rumor that his mother, very much like the Greek myth of the Minotaur, fell in love with a cherub and then sat inside a wooden cherub with her fanny hanging out.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
So he is part human.
Definitely part human. Definitely part human and obviously now part Republican.
Well, that's great.
We've got that bit nailed down, or screwed down as the case may be. I'm only joking, it's really quite horrific.
On the plus side, now Bobby Jindal has some human in him.
Exactly.
So that's going to work out, I think. We may have the first fully formed presidential candidate in this election cycle.
I'll tell you a rumor about Bobby Petty, right? It's rumoured that, like the Greek myth of the Minotaur, Bobby Petty's mother fell in love with a Republican and sat inside a wooden Republican with her minge hanging out.
Well, this is a great creation story right here. I mean, this is really going to appeal to the people.
Well, yeah, and I mean, the opportunities for stump speeches and campaign appearances are tremendous. I mean, you already have the musician locked in to perform at every single show because all he has to do is turn around and boom!
There you go.
Begins.
He is literal backing music.
And on top of that, Tom Petty knows how to defend himself, generally speaking. I'm not really sure how Phil Collins managed to get the drop on him, because Tom Petty is like a ninja. And Lord knows, if a couple of protesters tried to get up on stage and disrupt Bobby Jindal's... No, I mean, it wouldn't be on. It wouldn't be on. He'd just rotate, and Tom Petty'd be right there with the lightning quick kung fu action.
Ain't no one gonna fuck with Bob'em Jindetti.
The only question is...
Yeah.
If Jindal gets the nomination... I don't think Petty could qualify as the running mate, so there'd have to be another person on the ticket.
I mean, he will be running as Toby Jindettle. So he will need a vice president, and I'm thinking, I mean, since he's already in the area and they all know each other now, maybe get Phil Collins in there.
Ooh, I could definitely feel it coming. Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah.
You think they're going to be actually able to get along on the campaign trail? Because the last thing you want is infighting between your candidates on the ticket. Like, that doesn't... You need to present a united front. And, I mean, are Jindal, Petty going to be able to forgive?
Yeah, what if he screws a third person in there? Is that even legal at that point?
I think if you get three people screwed together, you've pretty much thrown your ticket in the bin. I don't think you can run. Remember when Cerberus tried to run for president in 2008? Yeah, didn't go too well. I mean, then again, Obama was a great public speaker, whereas Cerberus just snarled and ate members of the Washington Post. So
yeah, not much of an orator, which is odd. You'd think three heads. You'd have at least one of them that could, carry on a speech. But no, just a lot of snarling, drooling.
On the plus side, it does give our candidate now a little bit of an edge. Because, of course, there is that rumour that Tom Petty's mother fell in love with Cerberus.
Gentlemen, I think it's time we put Craig to the test. I mean, I am 99.9% certain that motherfucker is a witch.
Oh, no doubt. I have no doubt in my
witch!
mind. Yeah, no, I'm absolutely positive that he is a witch.
Oh, look, I've been screaming "Burn the Witch" every time his name comes up for the past 3 weeks. Would I do that? Well, he not a witch.
Absolutely
not.
The
evidence speaks for itself.
Yeah, no, well, and I mean, every time I walk past his desk now, I see the words, "I am a witch," have been scrawled all over the surface of his desk.
Exactly.
Which, the damage to company property aside.
Yeah.
Pretty damning.
But let me ask you this. Would I have scrawled, I am a witch on his desk, were he not a witch? The evidence speaks for itself.
Absolutely.
Now, let's not get too hasty here. I mean, as much as I am for putting Craig up at the stake and burning him on any given day, as is my right, as his handler.
Should we do that now?
Well, this is the thing, gentlemen. In Boston, we are still under the Salem witch trial rules.
So you mean we actually have to go through the rigmarole of performing one of the tests?
Yes. They have not been rewritten since that period. It's kind
we have to put him on trial like a real person.
Sadly, yes. Believe me, I've looked into this. Believe me, I would have just went ahead and done it. I looked into it. I mean, our lawyers are strapped as they are. We cannot handle another lawsuit.
But
wrongful
he's a
death
witch.
Case at this point.
He's a witch. Have you not seen the way he walks? That witchy walk of his, walking like a witch. The witch walker.
He's growing warts.
Absolutely.
All over.
I mean, wart/welts. But
I can't tell the difference.
Seen him?
That's the same thing.
I have never seen him get hit with a car aerial.
I mean, we've all seen the devil's mark on his back. I mean,
right. Yeah.
It was because Jim smacked him, but it is the devil's mark. It is a pact with Satan.
Every time I smack him in the back with like a bit of a willow tree branch or a golf club or a chair, the marks left behind seem to always look like the devil. They're red and misshapen, just like the devil. The evidence
he wouldn't bruise that. He would not bruise that way were he not a witch. Only witches bruise like that.
We just have to present it to the court, prove that he's a witch, and then we can burn him. I mean, he does have the witch's teat. That little extra nub on his side.
Oh, I've seen it. I've suckled from it, and the milk was sour.
I mean, there's a lot of evidence, but we're just gonna have to.
Did you know? I once saw him stood next to a broomstick, just like a witch burned the witch.
Oh my god.
Yep, Halloween party, 2008.
Okay, so which of the tests do we want to perform?
Which? Good
one. Well, by law, we have to perform at least 5 in front of the grand jury. It used to be 1, but they've scrubbed it since.
So much effort!
Yeah, it's ridiculous how the liberal left is so soft on crime.
Yeah.
I mean, the hoops you have to jump through these days to burn a witch, it's absurd. And it's dangerous. Like, we can't just have all these witches running around willy-nilly witching up the place.
We've got enough as it is with the Satanists in the basement downstairs summoning things, that we really do not need witches up here causing trouble.
No, we do not. So,
the trial of Craig.
Let's just pick out the easiest things. I mean, we already have the mark and the teat. Those are plain. We can just
absolutely admissible evidence.
Shove him naked in front of the jury, and we'll all have a good laugh. And that's
I love shoving him naked in front of juries.
Maybe. All right. Well, maybe we make the witch cake.
The witch cake.
We get a sample of his urine. We bake it into a cake, and then we force feed it to him. And if he says his own name, then we'll know he's the witch.
All right, I'm all for that one. Yeah, that
sounds good. I mean, of course, there is always the classic. The classic of, we run a bath full of scalding hot water, we shove his head down in it and hold it down, and if it floats back up, he's a witch.
Right,
and if he drowns, he was a witch, because only witches can drown. So, either way.
Perfect. Well, there's a regulation temperature for that. You really need to have it in excess of, 450 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be witch's brew temperature here.
As chief prosecutor, I would have to wear, all manner of protective gear on my arms while I hold his head down in there. I don't want my hands to look like Freddy Krueger's or something. I'm not an idiot.
Well, you stick your hand in a witch's brew, it comes out with warts. Next thing you know, you're on your way to the pyre. Nobody wants that.
No.
Nobody's want that. You don't want to contract witchiness.
I don't want to become Craig's familiar. I'm already familiar enough with him, and he's a dick.
Well, I mean, the touch test should be pretty simple then.
I'm not touching him.
No. The legend states that the witch touches a human, and if that human goes into a fit, they're a witch.
Oh, who are we going to subject to that horror?
That's already proven, because he once shook my hand, and I was twitching just trying to get it off. The sheen that he leaves on your hands. I'm going into a fit already. Don't like it. That one's already done. Test done. We'll give that to the senior partners. They can judge on that. So that one's done.
Well, I guess the only other thing to do would be to hang him by his toes at the edge of the forest and see if the wolves come to eat him within 48 hours. Because if they leave him alone, we know he's a witch. Obviously, he's controlling them, and if they eat his face off, well, then we know he's a witch, because witches don't have faces.
That is true. That is very true. I think if we stuff his pockets full of ground beef chuck before we hang him up, then we'll definitely see what's what.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, good. Well, I'm glad we're finally setting this up. Because
absolutely.
It's just I can no longer go through my day wondering, when am I going to have a hex on me?
Yeah.
You know?
Lord knows.
When am I...
I hate hexes and curses of any kind.
When is my coffee going to be replaced with some horrific potion that makes me virile and attractive?
Exactly. A nightmare scenario, you know. What if a black cat happened? I can't deal with that.
Oh.
I swear that's the absolute on my life. If my name isn't James Samantha Oscillating Limpet, that would be a bad thing.
Is your name James Samantha Oscillating Limpet? I didn't know your middle name was Samantha Oscillating.
Yeah. It's some people are embarrassed by their middle names, so I'm quite proud of it.
Yeah, honestly, I'm surprised you didn't opt to go with that instead of Jim.
Yeah, you know, I break it out for formal occasions, like where I'm swearing that Craig is a witch! I have fantastic, terrifying news, everybody.
Those are two words not often found together, but go ahead.
Right, the fantastic bit. The Spice Girls are coming back.
Oh, snap! Rarely has there ever been a more commercially opportunistic group of individuals working together under one banner for the power of pop consumption.
Absolutely.
Yo, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
Hate.
That's some more Spice Girls.
I tell you what else. That I know, because I am a fan.
A classic. A classic.
It just screams money. All I hear is cha-ching, 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 cha-ching.
Yeah, but they won't. I won't let them do that one about the mama, because that one's morose. People want to have a good time.
They really do.
They want to live in La Vida Loca, like that other one they did, you know? They want to go,
live in La Vida Loca.
You're beautiful to me. That one I love. That's my favourite Spice Girls song.
All classics.
All classics.
But you said something about terrifying?
No, I didn't. Right, the classic lineup. They're all there. Ginger, Baby, Sporty, and Scary. All four of them. The classic original lineup, just like they always were.
Wait. Wasn't there a fifth?
Nope.
No.
No, I am absolutely sure there was a fifth.
No.
Because it's a whole, pentagram of power thing with them, right? 5 being numerologically a powerful number. No,
you're right.
I'm sure there was a fifth.
There was a fifth. Oh, she died in a fryer fire.
No.
Yeah.
That can't be
we would
right.
We would have heard of that.
In a Burger King. Fucking chip fryer went up. Woof. Took her face and head off.
Are you sure about that?
It was gross. Anyway, did one of you say there was terrifying aspects to this news?
Well, no, you said there was terrifying.
Fantastic terrifying.
Yeah.
Or terrifying fantastic, I can't remember.
That doesn't sound like anything I want to be responsible for.
Well, okay, let's say hypothetically.
Right.
There was something terrible about this news.
Hypothetically, if Craig were to come in here now and tell you terrifying news, what would he say?
Right, because right now, it all sounds gold.
Yes. Well, let's just say that Craig took his shackles off, while he was awaiting his trial, came in here and interrupted me, rudely, while I was telling you the fantastic Spice Girls news. Here is what he would say. They want to perform the Nutmeg Song.
No.
We don't even say those words.
Well, that's why I didn't say it.
We haven't talked about the Nutmeg Song in almost decades now.
I know, that's something else Craig just said, not us. Because we never bring up the Nutmeg Song.
Are we sure that this is the plan?
Yes. I got the call yesterday morning. Craig got the call yesterday morning from management. from their management that said that all 4 of them are very excited to debut their world tour in London. They're going to perform at the O2 Arena, which has recently been rebuilt in their honour, and they will be performing the Nutmeg Song as their first act.
They know the risk, right? They're aware of what might happen.
They ought to. I mean, fucking Waterman drilled it into their heads back in the day. Like, you can do Wannabe. There is a slight risk involved with Spice Up Your Life, but do not, under any circumstances, perform the Nutmeg Song, because you know what will happen, what will open, and who will die.
Or, well, there's a reason why it's never been performed or even committed to paper.
Well, I mean, it's never been officially sung, recorded, produced, or written. It was basically wished into existence by forces. And this is all rumour and prophecy, this is all on the tablets we've got in the break room. Sometime around the 6th century, possibly Jerry Halliwell herself is the one who kind of beckoned it into this plane of existence. And from there, it's only ever been spoke of in hushed, reverent, awed, terrified, grateful tones.
I can't imagine what they must be thinking. Like, they can't be that desperate for attention.
Well, I had a word with Emma Bunton personally after I got the call, and I'm like, what are you people thinking? And all she would say is, the Ginger one says it's time.
Wait, the Ginger thinks Ginger Spice is pushing to end the days? That's what this is about.
I guess this is Jerry's thing. Like, she finally wants the Blood Clouds and the Skull Meadows to emerge from London, which I told her, you know what? Blood Cloud, Skull Meadows, not a great scenario for a pop concert.
No.
Probably want to go with fireworks and some costume changes halfway through.
Yeah, people get excited about that. The blood clouds start coming in, and you think, maybe I'll go home early.
Yeah.
And then they walk right past the merch booth and don't buy anything.
Why can't she just throw on the flag and do her thing? Why did she have to wait until now to bring up this song?
She is going to be wearing a dress with a flag on it.
What flag? It's
from no nation that exists now. I don't know what they're thinking of. They've stopped calling themselves by their usual names.
What are the new names?
The Ginger One, the Youngling, the Gladiator, and Mel B of Arimathea.
So they're bringing back the old
We're talking the original
here.
Spice Girls lineup. The ones that used to operate under the name of the Knights Templar.
Right, right.
The one that we're fairly certain Jerry herself has always been a part of. She formed the Knights Templar, invented the modern-day banking system, went quiet for a bit, bing, bang, bong, 90s, wannabe, rest is history.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think going from the banking system, girl power was the next logical step. It took some time.
Financial power, girl power, the two are natural progressions.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently what they want now is what was it called? Fogged power.
I don't think I like that.
Fogged power from the mists of silence. Something like that.
The mists of silence are not conducive to a recording industry.
Well, no. I mean, how are they going to release a single if no one can hear or speak?
Yeah, that's going to be problematic. Like, is this just... do they feel their careers are done and they're going to take all of us down with them? Because the only other alternative I can think of is that they finally decided to promote the agenda of the devourer of stomachs. That's the only thing I can think of. No.
The hunger that eats the hunger. I mean,
right.
It's so inconvenient.
It
really is really inconvenient. Robin Thicke was due a comeback next week. This is gonna tank his fucking reputation.
Well,
because as the Oracle of America, he should have seen this coming.
Absolutely. Well, what can we do to stop them then?
What can we do to stop them? Well, rumour has it that Mel C isn't quite into it.
Really?
Like everyone else, she sprouted the third eye in the back of her head, and she doesn't like it. She says it's annoying.
Well, that's odd. I mean, I would think that'd be pretty practical, being able to see 360 degrees. I've always admired birds for it.
Well, Comrade, she's the only one who puts her hair up in a ponytail.
Oh.
I mean, that's got to be distracting.
That's true. That's true.
Plus, that eye doesn't see what normal eyes see, and she hates what the third eye sees.
Well, the third eye sees things as they actually are, right?
Yeah, and there's a lot of penises floating around.
Yeah. That's why I didn't opt for the surgery.
Yeah. I know the management mandated it, but I opted out.
No, I just got a glass one.
Yeah.
Back there, just to keep up appearances.
I don't think anyone really went for it. But obviously the Spice Girls have oh, sorry, not the Spice Girls. What do they call themselves now? The Screaming?
It's the Screaming.
The Screaming something.
Screaming.
The Screaming Goat Children.
Oh, that's not a bad band name, though.
Well, it's the Screaming Goat Children, parentheses, fuck.
Yeah.
Which I think they just put in there for shock value.
I think punk is over.
Yeah.
So
I think that's what I'm going to try and tell them. I'm like, look, punk is over. Skull Meadows, old-fashioned. Blood Clouds, very 1980s. Let's just stick with what we know. Wannabe, Spice Up Your Life. Whole bunch of other shit. Encore, Wannabe.
Viva forever.
FistShark Marketing is Jim Sterling, Conrad Zimmerman, and Caitlin Cook. Theme music by Ben Rama. Additional music by Alizar Chand. Our editor is Nick Malone. Get more episodes and learn how to help support the show at FistShark.com. Follow us on Twitter at FistShark for more of our exploits. Complaints can be forwarded via email to fistsharkmarketing@aol.com. And remember, you're never truly alone if you fit a demographic. Goodbye.
Viva forever. I'll be waiting. Everlasting. Like the sun. That's my karaoke song.
Nice.
Karaoke song.
Nice.
Karaoke song.
Nice.
Karaoke song.